So, story time. I get a lot of questions all the time. How you end up with 9 children? Please note, I'm not trying to rhyme. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Yeah. Please note, I'm going to be sharing the story time with you. It might be a little bit long. You might love me in most parts and not like me in some, but that's fine. It is the story nonetheless. There are parts of this story that should be elaborated, but those parts are not mine to elaborate on. Alright, I will just share my part, if you understand. Okay. So we would have to really and truly start the story where I met the Rasta man. I was 19 years old, working in a bar, and this big black man just come into the bar and just sit down and look at me. So, like, see me? I say, how can I help you, sir? You're pretty. Okay, I know that. Wow, okay. Never interested. Moving along. Okay. At this time, I think this was a case of Pride and Prejudice because he did have on a blue True Juice shirt. And I don't know why I assumed that he drove a True Juice truck. I later found out that it was because he worked for the managers of True Juice. And he was their manager for one of their properties in Discovery Bay. Hence the reason why he did have on the True Juice shirt. Okay. Now, meet the man. Never liked the man. Trudy, me I forgot to tag Trudy in that video, yeah? Remember one day Trudy said to me, say, Shanti, you better pray to God for make you like that man. Because that man like you, girl. And the man is spending money, I said, but I don't like this big black man. I just don't know why. I just don't like him. Anyways, I always see him as this person who's just too simple. And even now, very simple. So, I said to Trudy, I don't think this is my speed, The man is just basic, so. Anyways, the girl said me to pray to God. For make God make me like the man, I may tell you the truth, I took her advice. So I pray to God and I say, God, send me a sign. If me really give a man a talk, because the man a pursue me, the first me ever see a man ask me like, if me have food in my yard, and you know him want to cover my bills them, and I say, boy, me don't know, but for some reason me don't like the man. Mind you, all of this is going on and the man don't know if I'm a man, woman, boy, girl, or child. But me just never like the man. He used to pick me up at night time, carry me home, just drop me off, because I have to walk through a little ghetto part for go home. Every time I live in the ghetto and stuff. Big up Corner Street, Discovery Bay, alright then. Big up Frilly too. Right, true, because I Frilly rent me the first house I ever rent as a little 19-year-old girl, and rent me with a bed in there so I have somewhere to sleep because I didn't have no bed. Okay? Anyways, during all of this, there's a very important part of this story time too, where there was a girl that lived at the back of the house named Munchie. Me and the Munchie them come like we don't agree. Anyways, this girl now said to him, say, because every girl in that Discovery Bay, they like the boss. Bow leg, black handsome man. Me alone never like him. I don't know why. So the girl go to him and say, oh, you feel with this a girl here, she not have a bed. See, she rent the house with a bed in there. And he must say, thanks for telling me. That's exactly the reason why I'm not going to leave. I'm in a tech program. So big up you, Munchie, because you make the man stay a little longer. Anyways, the man eventually left me after that. The story time gets way worse. But anyways, we're just starting. Yeah. So after all of this now, Trudy I said, if I pray to God to make God make me like the man. I start praying for sure. I said, God, they have to send me a sign. Because I really not like the man. We look like the man like me. So after a few weeks now, you just always come and just look for me. And then one night you must say, we can start carry home. And I said, no problems. Nicer than walking. But anyways, after I prayed that prayer for real, one night I remember sitting down in the car with Rick. Rick, big up yourself if you ever see this story time. So I sitting in the car, Rick, I don't know what me and Rick are talk about. But Rick was the supervisor at the time for the bar. And my phone ring and it's a private number. Mighty jeez. I don't really like answer private number and I know we know a long time. But me answer the private number and I said, hi, who is this? The person on the other line now was crying. And I say, who this now? The person on the other line I cry. It's a woman. And then she say, are you up? The chef at Amano come and say, me, miss? Me, miss? No. I don't even like him. But him like me, I don't like him. And I say, are you? Come and see my call you how much o'clock at night? This now, the call history where she has seen on the phone and she has cry about, you know. And the call history, when he call me, if you know if he come pick me up at work or not. Remember, me not give the man no feature, the man don't know nothing about me, the man never, nothing. But the man like the girl, and the girl like what she's getting. And I'm okay with that, okay? So when the lady called me and I crying on me, I say, this not sound good. But, see, my sense in my senses said to me that, Shanti, if the woman a cry, that means that there is potential. Because woman a cry over man when I make no sense. So, beloved, I think that was the moment that I liked him. Hate me if you want, but it's the truth. The truth is the truth. When me realize now the lady a cry, I say, then woman a cry over man and I make no sense. Me need to pay attention. So apparently he went home for that particular night because this was during a time when this relationship was falling apart and she feel like she lose him or she's losing him for whatever reason. Eventually, it would have been a case of non-alignment because she just never understand who this person was as much as I didn't understand at the time. Anyways, the lady a ball, I answer the phone. After me hang up the phone, I start smiling at myself now because I say, boy, true, this is the sign that we are asked for. And you have to know when you ask, when you pray, you know. And you have to know the signs that are coming. So I said, okay, this is it. Fine. I have to go like him now because this man have potential. No woman is going to... She cry, genuinely cry. No woman not going to cry for the man when it make no sense. So I start to pay attention closely now. I start to realize, say, the man is an abundant man. So when you come to the supermarket, when I take up all 2 pounds of them, I say, what you do with that? What that can do? I have to buy 10 pounds of that and 10 pounds of that. I say, what? When I used to them abundant something there. Even to this day, that's how he is. There's a pantry, like a supermarket, at our house at all times. That's never an issue. You're not supposed to run out of soap, tissue, the essentials, food, nothing. You're not supposed to run out of nothing like that. I just to the boss. Stay big up the boss. Anyway, the next day, him find me here now. And him come now if you apologize because him baby mother called me. And I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to apologize. You don't need to apologize. That's okay. That's fine. He must say, no, we need to explain to you, you know. You know, me and I don't really depend on nothing, but, you know, I'm baby mother still. And I said, that's okay. You don't need to explain yourself. Ways I started to pay attention. Still never really like the man, like the man, you know, but me start to pay attention now. And start to realize, oh, him literally think big. Him like that. But him always just so simple, right? Me never love that. Still not so like that so much now, you know, but me appreciate love it now. Because I guess the older you get, the wiser you get. You understand why some people are how they are, right? So, me and the boss start to date now. But the story gets way worse because I always looked mature. As I said before, I was 19, so me always look mature. I always even feel like the bar was mine. Based on how I maneuvered it and took care of it. Later on, him find out to me at 19. And he left me. Time saying can't deal with a girl this young. Oh my God. I'm telling you. Yeah, and just last year, him Regina tell me about the night they when him drink and drunk and him I say, can't believe the Shanti at 19, you know. Can't deal with her, she a pitney. Yeah, so the man eventually find out to me at 19 and he did left me. To the backside, because I did too young. Him claims I did too young. That's part 1. Okay? Check him back for part 2.